This is a download from the BBC. For more information and our terms of use, go to bbcworldservice.com/podcasts.
Hello, I'm Alice.
And I'm Finn.
And this is 6 Minute English. This week we're talking about an amazing scientific achievement. It's called a total artificial heart.
That's a heart that's made completely artificially. In fact, it's made of plastic. Something artificial is something that isn't real.
This total artificial heart has given a new lease of life to a patient in the United States. So before we find out more, Finn, I have a question for you. Which of these creatures has the slowest heartbeat? Ready?
OK, I'm ready.
A, an elephant. B, a human being. Or C, a dog.
Now, I'm really not sure about that. Do different sized dogs have different heartbeats, I wonder, Alice?
Oh, I don't know. I only know which of them has the slowest heartbeat, and I'll give you the answer at the end of the programme. So let's find out more about this total artificial heart. Here's heart doctor, cardiologist Dr. Doug Horsmanshoff, talking about his patient Troy Golden, a pastor from the United States who was born with a serious heart condition.
He suffers from a disease called Marfan syndrome that he was born with. Physically, he wasn't even able to get out of bed anymore, could barely bear weight, could barely breathe comfortably. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, he had reached a point so low that most of us can't even imagine.
Dr. Doug Horsmanshoff says his patient suffered badly from his disease. He had reached a point so low that most of us can't even imagine.
A point so low, a condition that is so bad you can't imagine things getting any worse.
Troy Golden was physically, emotionally, spiritually and mentally exhausted. He'd been put on a list for a heart transplant in January 2010, but couldn't find a donor.
A donor. Somebody who gives you something. In this case, a human heart. Somebody who donates a heart or a liver or a kidney is called an organ donor.
And Troy's heart was in such a bad condition, a normal heart pump wouldn't work for him. So Dr. Horsmanshoff decided to do something incredible in September 2010. He removed his patient's heart completely and replaced it with a plastic heart, the total artificial heart. It contains valves, a pump, and also batteries to keep it powered.
So, that was September 2010. Troy Golden has had his heart for several months now. How has it been functioning? Let's
hear what he says.
Yeah, I really have got to the point that I don't even really notice it other than it's loud. So I think for my wife, it feels like, to her, she can hear it beating, so she knows that I'm alive. So it's very comforting to her.
Troy Golden says his wife can hear the heart beating, and she finds the sound very comforting.
Comforting. It makes her feel safe and secure.
And Troy Golden says he's got to a point where he doesn't really notice his new heart.
He's got to a point where he doesn't notice his new heart, which means he's got used to it.
Another doctor, Dr. Kevin Fong, a consultant anaesthetist at University College Hospital in London, says the total artificial heart is almost unbelievable. He calls it mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing to think that where he once had a heart, there's now a mechanical device. That it's been replaced with plastic and tubes attached to a pneumatic pump inside the rucksack on his back.
Dr. Kevin Fong, a consultant anaesthetist from University College Hospital in London, describing the mechanical device which is keeping Troy Golden alive.
A pneumatic pump. Now, a pneumatic pump is an air pump, and this one is kept in a rucksack on the patient's back.
Troy Golden carries the rucksack on his back and says it's great to know his heart is pumping. He says it's wonderful to feel alive again.
It is great to know that the heart is pumping, that my heart is pumping. I guess it's not mine, but it is wonderful to feel alive again.
Troy Golden, who's been given a new lease of life with his total artificial heart.
A new lease of life. That's new energy and a new sense of happiness.
So before we go today, Finn, have you had a chance to think about my question about the heart rates of different creatures?
Well, I think the bigger the animal, the slower the heartbeat, so I'm going to go for elephant.
Oh, well done. Very good. Apparently an elephant's heart beats only 25 times a minute. A human being, usually between about 60 and 90 times a minute, and a dog between 100 and 150 heartbeats every minute.
There you go.
Yeah. So, a chance to hear some of today's words and phrases, Finn, would you mind?
Artificial. A new lease of life. Heartbeat. Comforting. Got to a point. Mind-blowing. Pneumatic. Rucksack.
Thanks for that, Finn.
You're welcome.
Well, that's all we have time for today, and we'll have more 6 Minute English next time.
Bye for now.
That was 6 Minute English from bbclearningenglish.com.